Hello, Enrique.
Hello, Peter. How are you?
Hello, everybody, as well. Welcome to our Beam or Not to Beam session. I think that's really one of this is the second of the series. So this is the great to see you all. Thank you for the chat and the questions from the last sessions. Thank you for that. And we will be starting today talking again once more about the visualization, about the data, and I try really understand what the beam is and how we can just use it across the different organizations. No further ado, I think we will just try just to cover the part of we call it the Beam Cafe. We call it this is the episode 2, as we said. So we try just to go and let's go, Enrique. Let's try just to figure out. I will be asking the questions as always,
Okay.
just talking about the stuff which I don't understand, and just please try to convince me that this is important for the industry to go for.
Completely. So, hello everyone, and nice to see you all there again. We will just quickly run our the agenda today. We're gonna only cover few topics about what is BIM, why it's important, why it became a useful tool for the methodology for the construction industry, and a bit of how to use BIM. No, what okay, nice words, but how do we really use it? If we have a bit of spare time at the end, I would like to show you quickly intro on a Revit software how to really BIM works, how to see how the really BIM works. So let's start with the big question. So what is BIM? For me, the most important concept that you will hear me to repeat on every session we do BIM is visualization and information. This is the key, okay? Only two words, visualization and information. The acronym stands behind building information modeling. So building not refer to structure, just to build, to create models with information. Okay, we analyze the name, we got the same concept that I want to present, visualization and information.
But you're saying that the visualization information and only with these two things we can just build the whole modeling.
Well, in theory, yes, no, this is the key we are doing. We are creating geometries to produce input geometry to produce models and putting as input information. This is the both concept that we need. No? So talking and creating the shape and the look and the texture and colors of a product and implementing that information inside will create a BIM object.
Okay, I understand. That's interesting.
So in terms of visualization, just quickly going a bit deeper on that, as I said, creation of 3D models. It can show real or very similar colors, textures, the full structure of how it will look like on the real life before the design, the construction phase is finished. Also, it can give you a pre-visualization on the design or pre-concept phase. We have also a power generation tool, which is called the renderings, and that will apply to really simulate natural and live conditions of the space. And for example, you can see this small image of a house where it can also show a bit of cloud with the sky, the sun at 3 p.m. on this latitude and so on. So we can really see how close this will be to the real life in terms of visualization effects.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So is a rendering require special computer power or anything special? Do I need to have
Yeah,
this special to do this?
this is the one of the most consuming, talking about the software part, one of the most consuming tool, which because it require good software. We will talk about it later, which also run a bit slow with the project is very big. So you need a good computer, you need a good software, but it's accessible for everyone. Okay, on my laptop, I'm not the most high tech guy, and I can run these things, so it's not really outside from everyone yet.
Okay, understand.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Good. So, and on the second part, we talk about the visualization and the information part, just quickly talking about this, is the data we want to provide. No? So, either you're a manufacturer, either you are an architecture, constructor, or whatever is your field, you can get benefits from BIM because there's information you want to deliver into your product or project. And that information is inside the model. So when you go inside inside the object in the BIM software, you will see the information inside. You can access to that information and you can edit it. And we are talking about different levels. We are not talking only about the product or the whole system, which is composed by different materials, like, for example, a wall. We can also go inside those materials, and there is a library for those materials. We can see the structure of the material we create, who compose a specific wall, for example, or whatever product, and we can go inside those materials and edit them individually. So we are creating an own library of materials with fully editable properties that will run in our project.
Yeah, but Enrique, one of the things which really just always just come to my mind as a question is just you have so many different producer of materials. So how they are just connecting on the same level, how they are connecting on the same standards. It looks for me that this is very difficult, right? I'm just you showing one here, but there are just thousands of different construction companies or just the material producers. How they will just have the same structure?
Well, that's why also BIM is an important part of the construction industry, because the format where BIM works, the BIM files, of course, they can be attached to the specific software like Revit or Archicad, for example, in terms of design. But there is this IFC format, which is the open source file, and everyone needs to stick with them and be on the same structure to share the information. So if me as a manufacturer, I want to provide my data in BIM, I need to make it readable for specific software or making open source as the IFC format. So I need to stick with them.
So no, I hear what you're saying. So it means that, I need to have the special software or I need to have a special structure of data. I just, it's kind of like an unknown for me for now. So just
Yeah.
what does need to be done for me? I'm the producer, okay? I'm the material producer. I want just to have my material just to go into the cycle of the beam supply chain. What are the things which is like two things what I need to do, three things what I need to do to make sure that I'm accepted into the whole
Into the
supply
BIM world.
chain?
Yeah. So first we need to contact some BIM advisors to tell you how to move your business into BIM. In terms of produce this BIM file for your manufacturer company or to show your products in BIM, we need to create those files, and creating those files require a bit of a work. We can be done automatically as well because there is generations on demand of the materials, and the information is to be put in. So it's like creating a new database, but this one is standardized, fully covering the whole world. Not everyone who works on BIM work on the same structure. This is not like open source PDF. You can see it like this. Imagine that you are providing your technical data sheets, or you're providing your declaration of performance or any other document will show the properties of your products. This is a open source way in terms of you can structure it however you want. There is no mandatory fields to filter. You can show density, strength, and permeability. And another one, you can find the length, the thermal mass, and the heat capacity, for example. No? So there is no a common structure of the data you want to show. It basically is a text document making a PDF. With BIM, it's different. With BIM, we need to fulfill the data on a specific field. So if I enter let's say the density, if I enter for example, the length or the width is going to be always on the same field. It's going to be structured on the same way, and this will make it fully readable and cooperative to share.
Okay. Okay, I understand. So good. So that's the part which I think I will try just to follow later on to understand better, because that's, I think, that's how I can just be well accepted, and what are the steps what I need to do as a company to get into the world of BIM. I think it's still not very clear. So just it should be
Yeah,
told that I need to have some special data, I need to have some structure, but it will require some investment on my side, right? So just
yeah,
I
yeah,
need sure that I can, I need to understand it and making sure that I can do this in the simple way from the company perspective.
yeah, completely. Let me just introduce you a bit of the concept. Our next point on the agenda, which is why BIM needs to be taken, why BIM is an important tool for the construction industry. Just quickly, background. I see myself personally that the construction industry is behind what is today's technology data.
Okay.
We are the construction industry, I mark it a bit being positive, both between the 3.0 and 4.0 industry or revolution war. But personally, we can find constructions or works or fields we are still behind even this 3.0 industry. So it's not, it's really it's an industry. It's not like marketing, for example, or sales, which are fully implemented on this new digital war. Industry is moving between the third and the four, even sometimes touching even the two, no? Because there's so many production, chain production and things they are done very manually. And we still will do, okay, we need the humans, we need the hands, but in a different way. So BIM as a technology or methodology, I will say, is the tool that the construction industry need to be pushed to today's basis and move it to the industry 4.0 or the fourth revolution. For me, it's important.
So, sorry. So that's interesting. So that's what you're saying when you're showing this chart here. It only not only show the whole construction process, but it also shows the all of the operation and maintenance, also renovations and everything around. So this is what beams really as well bring into the whole cycle. It just make the whole cycle from the construction till the maintenance and go back to renovation again and just once more and once more. This is like the continuous cycle at the end.
Yeah, this is some topics we will go deeper on next episodes about what services can offer BIM, and we will list them most of them. But basically, the good thing about the BIM technology in the construction industry is that it can cover from the conception, the design phase, the planning phase, up to the demolition. It can carry out the maintenance, of course, the construction design. All the phases can be covered by BIM. So it's not only a tool that we are needed in one phase. It will be carried out during the whole process of the construction.
Okay, I understand. I hope the demolition is not the goal of BIM.
Well,
Don't worry, that's good.
thinking about sustainable demolition, no? Because of all the buildings at some point they need to be taken down. No? So it's also important
Ah,
to do it in a wise way, carrying out all the material emissions during the whole life cycle of the product. That's what I meant about demolition. It's a very scary word, I know, but
so
it's to be also taken.
Enrique, when you look at the cycle, can you have the dimensions of the green part here? So just for example, you mentioned that responsible demolition or whatever, that this is,
Yes.
like, is this really just have also the notion of carbon emission or everything? Can you include this part here in the
Yeah.
cycle?
Yeah. All this, the information that is now given by EPDs or also other documents carrying out the LCA, the life cycle assessment of the product of project, those information can be also input into BIM. Let's say that the limit of the technology is has been reached by the human, so we can put as many data as we want, and then we work on that data. There is so many options in the software to work out that data and carry out, store it, and run simulations with the data. So the life cycle assessment can be done completely by BIM, introducing the data we have on the APTs as well.
Okay, got it. I think we need to change the title of our sessions. It's not beam about to beam, but just beam for the
New
the new.
world.
Right. Okay, got it. I understand. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So now, after that, I take a bit. Talk about the BIM construction industry and the BIM effect, also from that technical perspective. Why we need to use BIM as an user, no? So I would say as a designer, in terms of the construction and architecture or AEC, architectural engineering and constructor side. Before we run a project, we need to use very different software, which incurs more license, more computer expenses, and specifies to run the software. For example, design on 2Ds. We need to take also data or using spreadsheets or other calculation programs. We need to run simulations, for example, for soundproofing with a different software, and we take another one to do some thermal ones. You see many different software involved on the run of a project. And now with BIM, the main power of this, we can have everything in one unique, coordinated, and collaborative file, which run the simulations, take all the data, storage whatever input or spreadsheet we can give to it, and export them to. We can get all the information out from BIM as well. So everything is managed into one unique file and software. So no more no more problems of having different type of file and people who will run this or that software. Everything can be done in one unit.
So BIM, what you're telling me here is just the BIM is not only the technology itself, or just is just not only the way of exchanging the data, but it's also the collaboration between the different teams, right? So that's
Mhm.
on top of the visualization, the information. This is also the collaboration part among the various actors in the
Yes.
supply chain of the construction.
Mhm.
Okay, I understand.
Mhm. I will bring here just as an appetizer for the audience this common data environment. Something I would like to go deeper in other sessions, which is setting BIM as a common data environment for working a project. So everyone working on BIM will have the same understanding. It's like having a group of friends, or everyone talk the same mother tongue, having the same language. So everyone their understanding is the same. You don't need to go for translations. So in this case, the same. You always guys stick to the same software. You can share the information, same type, and the changes that are done with a part, they're automatic synchronized and done everywhere. So
Okay.
sounds very nice, right?
Yeah, but I'm just not sure if it's so easy to do it, in fact. So just, I don't know. I'm very skeptical still
Yeah,
about
so
it.
that you played your question on the right moment, because now we're going to talk how to use this. No? It looks very nice, all those words, but do we use this? As I said, there is specific software on the market for different
Wow.
stages of the process. I will just pick and highlight the most important ones on the market on the design phase, focus on the design phase, which are Revit and Archicad from Autodesk and Microsoft companies. These software are mostly focused on the design. They are used mainly by architects or also engineers to create the projects, create products or project and input the information. But those softwares can be also done to calculate cost, to export documentation, to run simulations and carry out the maintenance and this life cycle assessment, as I said. No? So the options are not limited, but this is the main focus are on the design phase. Of course, the project is very big. You will have a specific software for other stages, but these two are the main ones, and which is one I think a project can be fully run on this.
So that's the whole. So just you saying the Revit and Archicad is just the two there's two main software which are used on the market today, right?
Yes, yes, there's way more. So, for example, SketchUp or you can use Navisworks is also a visualization software for Autodesk, but there is several ones, other ones more focused in making mechanical parts, other one more focused to make some mechanical or structural settings. No? But these two are the main ones that cover pretty much the whole scope. So for people who are starting in BIM or companies who are starting in BIM and they want to produce their files on beans, giving the information, those two should be the one, as well as the open file source to be provided.
Okay, understand. Clear.
Good. So, quickly talking about everything I said, just put it in a few concepts. We just run a small summary of what is BIM and what is BIM not. Remember, BIM, building information, modeling, creating visual elements with information, with data inside. Okay, that should be the main concept. What
Okay.
BIM is a technology, BIM is a methodology, it's collaborative, it's part of the digital information, the 4.0 industry, and manage the whole project life cycle, as I said, from the pre-conception, the conception, design, maintenance, construction, everything up to demolition in a sustainable way. No? And what is not BIM? People get confused. BIM is not a specific. So we open this BIM. So we can have BIM files in terms of talking generally about the documents. They say, oh, let's talk about documents. Let's talk about BIM files, but it's not a specific software. We just saw the slide a couple of slides ago how many software there is, and those are not all of them. BIM is not only 3D design. BIM is also information. We don't stay with BIM. Okay, I imagine this nice 3D house on a backyard with the sunlight. No, no, it's also information inside. Okay, because there's something different between the graphical design and BIM, because BIMs carry out the information inside. When you create a graphical design of a house with any Photoshop, or we can do also with Illustrator or other software, design software, there is no information on the house. We don't know about what the materials are on the wall. We don't know about how tall is the house. We don't know about if the roof can stand at 55 degrees sunlight in middle of August. We don't know about all those things. And with BIM, we're input information from, of course, the manufacturers or the providers to make that model, that visual model, something more valuable than just pure image.
Okay. Wow. Uh, so that's something which is really, I think, making sure that we are using the. So you told me that that's not really the software, so that's good one.
Mhm.
This is more connectivity and just how you collaborate. So I think I understand it well. So that's very good. I still do not understand, what I need to do to how to invest really. What kind, if I have a company, what I supposed to do to really just prepare myself to be ready for B? Because I can say it, a couple of our clients right now, they're discussing about the options to introduce the B modeling into the operations, and I still just not sure really from which part to start. But maybe that's where it will be the good start for the next session. From which part we will start on this.
Good. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I saw the comments on LinkedIn as well. Just can we do this in French? Est-ce que nous pouvons faire ça en français?
on peut
I
le faire en français aussi.
I think we will just have the separate session maybe
Okay,
in
yeah.
language. I think we will do in Spanish, Polish, whatever languages we will just be able. But for now, we will just stick to the English. I'm sorry for that,
Mhm,
but I think that's really the main audience for us. But we will
mhm.
just do about
Yeah, we'll
the.
take a look. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's a good comment. Thank you very much.
Mhm. Okay, so talking about what we will do on the next sessions, we just quickly went through concept of BIM, looking about what it is, what is not, what can be used, and why it's important. And I would like to go deeper on next sessions with the audience. Also, is interesting to propose any other topics. Please contact us, tell us know, and we will take a look at that. But my idea is to go to the services of BIM. What actually BIM do in terms of a specific project? Okay, I am an architecture. I work on MIP services. I want to generate documentation for tenderings. What can BIM do for me? No, the different construction company, facility managers, and so on. And the people who use it, as a part of a company on my end, how can I use it? Because BIM also can benefit non-technical parts of the team. BIM can give also important to investors, to sales, to the non-technical part, not even to human resources, because they need to look for new people probably. So it's a very wide methodology and technology that can be implemented to many parts of a company.
Very good. I think that's really something which is making sure that we will follow up on the next webinars. I
Hmm.
think it was really just pretty useful. One of the things which I would like really just to go through as well, really, I just try to understand, if we have the companies who are coming and we have just the cabinet, the architecture, the one of the architects coming and saying, we would like just to work, collaborate, how I need to start, what we need to do. I think this is something which we need to address it on the next webinars. Really, like
Yeah,
1 to 3 easy steps to
yeah,
go.
yeah. Mhm.
We are open to of course just contact us in the contact Enrique, contact myself, just to we will answer your questions if we will know the part. So I think this is easy. We hope that we will be able just to make it easy for you guys. So just important for us to keep the dialogue. It's a big start for us, right? So just we do not really know how this whole webinars will go, but I think the important part is really to share the knowledge to try to catch up some the delay which the construction industry has. So I think this is both from the market perspective. This is also from the management perspective. If there is anything what we can do, we can help just to go. I think Enrique, that's it for today, isn't it?
Yeah, we have a bit of couple of minutes more, so if I can show a bit of how BIM look like in real life, open quickly a model and see how
Sure,
people will like. Okay, so just let me just get back to
sure,
the
sure.
slides. I would like to show also this small live demo of how BIM in real world look like. Okay, so let's look at it. It will be like a couple of minutes showing this. So let me share my screen. I know you all guys are excited because The words are pretty nice, but we need to go to real life and see how this works, no? How software works on this. Good. So, right? Good. So on this Revit file, we have here all a model, a sample of a model for the from Autodesk, for the provider of Revit, and this is what I call a model. This is the full structure of the model. This is the 3D image, nice and beauty. We can move around, see the house, and see all the different elements that compose the house, no? Such as windows, the roof, the walls, and so on. And what I said, and the main difference of this from this graphic design software is that there is information on this model. Okay, this is not purely illustrative to picture ourselves how this will be when we finish its construction. It will show us some information. Okay, so for example, you just select the roof. We can see here the name of the roof, but if we go into details, of course, taking into account already the geometry, because the model is represented by geometry. We can see the structure. We can see here how there is different materials and layers on it, and we can see here the structure and composition of those specific materials. And wow, look at here, nice data also provided by BIM. R value is thermal mass on this example. We can see there more information that can be provided by the manufacturer. So for example, for manufacturer name, type, descriptions, assembly code, and this is fully, even cost, this is fully editable, customizable. So in terms of what data I want to provide, just tell me, BIM will do it for you because it's there, okay? And this apply to all the different
So
instances
for
of this.
example, Enrique, so I can enter all of the information, but do I need to enter this manually, or this is connected somehow with the supplier? Because if I need to enter all of I will just forget it. I will not enter.
Completely. Yeah, this can be done by a specialist. It can be wrong. Providing information in of course, you can have the BIM technician who will create those things from you, and they will be the person in charge to put the information in the
Yeah, but
model.
that's waste of time. Wait, come on, entering all of this data manually,
No.
forget it. I will just not do this. Is there any way of entering automatically this thing?
Yeah, there is interface to create automatic generation of models in demand, so we can do it as filling out a spreadsheet or online form, providing the data, and the models will be generated with your information inside. So there's no need to go one by one and filter. Okay, I need to go for this property. Let me try to find it on my technical data sheet. Look for all the parameters is not there. What I can do, or you can create them. That is fully can be done manually. Of course, it doesn't need to be done by you. There's specialists who can run these services for you. So there's no need to be scared of, wow, too many data for too many products. No.
Okay. Good. So I think that's something which is, we need to explore it, because, I feel not convinced if we will just need to enter if I need to enter myself. What you saw is one of the parameters, and it looks that I need to enter 20 for one element. So I will not do it, because the house or the building. Imagine like a skyscraper. It will be having
Yeah.
floors. Each floor is different. Whatever. No way. I will not enter this manually. That's not make any sense, right? So maybe we need just to you need to help me to understand how to really build this stuff and make it as a one quick interface.
Good.
I think we good. I think we will just can conclude for now. Thank you very much for just showing us. This is the beginning, the start for us. So just we need to learn, and we need to know what will be the need from the audience going forward. So I think no further ado. Thank you very much, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for asking the questions, and just see you next time on the April 22nd at 10. Wow,
Thank you
that's
so
it.
much, guys.
Thanks, Enrique. Talk to you
Thank you,
soon.
Peter. Bye. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.